Well, Brad Wilcox goes on Chris Williamson's show talking about is marriage actually worth it? Now, Brad Wilcox wrote a book recently called Get Married, Why Americans Must Defy the Elites, Forge Strong Families, and Save Civilization. I don't know what marriage and having kids and whatever has to do with defying the elites. I mean, that seems a little conspiratorial. But anyway, good conversation on the show. I don't know if I'm buying a lot of what he said. I probably should have to do more. But at the very end of it was the part that really put just the cherry on top. And I thought, dude, come on, man, come on. Here's what happened at the end. Chris asked him, okay, what can men do? What can young men do to attract a mate, attract a woman, get married, have a family, yada, 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 right? And so he gives all the normal things that you're going to hear for the modern man of what he should do. What should he do? He should get out of his mom's basement. He should stop playing video games. Get off of watching the adult entertainment stuff. Get rid of that. And he should become a better man, hit the gym, set some goals, do those kinds of things, right? This is what you got to do to get yourself a woman. Now, the profound thing was Chris asked him, okay, what should a woman do to get herself married and have a family? What can you guess? What can you guess, Mr. Brad, PhD from Princeton? What can you guess he would say? Now, before we go to that, give me a like, subscribe. Give me a comment. I need some comments down below here. What do you think, though, he would say? Here we go.
What about from a woman's side? It's not something that I often see coming from the right, or from anybody sort of right or far left. Bits of
So he laughs about it. He says, yeah, I don't see it coming from the right or the far left, or certainly not the left at all. Here's the question. He said, and he's laughing about it because he knows. Here's the question.
Of dating advice for women. You know, women who want to get married, who want to find a partner, who want to be discerning with their mate choice, but who also know that in a post-Me Too world, men are maybe more reticent about approaching them. They're maybe more concerned about, they maybe don't have quite the same like patriarchy fueled agency that perhaps our great grandfathers would have done. What do you say to women?
Okay, so here's the question. What do you say to women? What is the advice for them in dating? What would you say to them? Because no one's giving women advice. We all know this. Chris laughs about it. Yeah, nobody gives them on the right or the left. Nobody's giving them advice because patriarchy has been decimated. Men aren't approaching women anymore. Okay, so what is the advice to the women then? If they desire to be married, what's the advice to women? Now, this is profound. After this guy went through over an hour talking about marriage, blah, 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 what should women do? Here we go.
Women, when it comes to attracting, selecting a male partner.
So I think for both.
How should they attract a male partner? Here it is. PhD, Princeton. Here we go.
Both young women and young men, I would certainly say, given the challenges that people are facing today, is number one, if you have, friends who are kind of wise and discerning and roughly your age or a little bit older, or even, a lot older, kind of just let it be known that you're interested in getting married and have.
So should you do any self-improvement? Should you work on yourself? Lose some weight? Be more feminine? But no. Here's the first piece of advice Mr. Brad has. Just let your friends know that you want to be married. Love it. I love it. Here we go.
Have them kind of, do the sort of mating game,
crowdsource the potential mate.
Matchmaking, I regularly introduce students that I know are interested in getting married or young adults, to one another, just so, and that can be fruitful. I think so, letting.
What? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Isn't that interesting? How come the advice, if I'd back up, how come the advice to the men wasn't, well, hey, just like talk to your buddies and see if somebody will hook you up with a girl? No, that's not the advice, right? No, you need to do better. Get out of your mom's basement. Get to work. Get to the gym. Get all this stuff, right? To the women, oh, well, baby. All right, let's go.
Letting it be known to people you trust, judgment you trust. I think if you have a religious bone in your body, go to church, synagogue, mosque, temple, whatever. The folks who are in those communities are much more marriage minded than folks who.
You gotta see the irony here. You just gotta see the irony here. Here's the advice. Girl, just show up at church. Show up at synagogue. So just show up, baby. And they'll be there ready to get you. They'll be there ready to grab you. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do, baby.
Or not. And that's worth kind of, taking seriously if you have any kind of religious interest or background. I would say also kind of for women in particular, kind of given the fact that a lot of guys are worried about the Me Too, suspicion, signaling with a smile, with a compliment, with extra attention,
cultivating receptivity is a hugely overlooked way of doing this. I was reminded of the
right. It says you got to see the irony here. You got to see it. He believes all these guys are just dying to marry these women. They just need to. The women just need to smile at him because the guys might be afraid of being Me Too'd. So just smile at them and then they'll know. Oh, there's a girl. Oh, she's the one. Blah blah. What? Yeah, basically the message is, baby, you are perfect the way you are. You just got to signal and get yourself in the right spot. And of course, somebody's going to gobble you up and marry you. Really? Really? All right, a little bit more.
I guess it would have been the aristocracy during the Renaissance would drop a handkerchief. You need a non-verbal cue equivalent of dropping a handkerchief.
Yeah, all that I think is valuable. And then,
yeah, all that is valuable. Yeah, just give a nonverbal cue, drop a handkerchief. What? I mean, Chris is a smart guy. Chris he would have to know, come on now. Is that really the issue of why the modern rah, strong, independent woman is not getting married? What? What asinine nonsense that this guy is talking about here. All right, hold on.
Some folks are just not going to have any success in person, right? And so, I certainly know folks who are happily married today who met on,
Yeah, they're not going to have any success in person. Why? Because they're unattractive? Could that be why? Maybe the girl needs to hit the gym. Maybe needs to diet a little bit or something. Like, you can tell the guys that. We can never tell the girls that. Hey, baby, you're perfect the way you are. All you got to do, drop a handkerchief, they'll come running. Just send them a little signal. They'll be there. Oh, my goodness. Does anybody see it? Does anybody else see it besides me? Give me a comment down below. Give me a comment.
On some dating service, but just be kind of discerning about the service you pick. So obviously Tinder's probably not the best option.
Yeah, no kidding.
Newer sites that are kind of cultivating a more, marriage oriented approach that are accessible online, for instance, that can, be helpful. So I think if you're going to seek out a dating site, pick one that is oriented towards marriage, oriented towards serious relationships.
All right. So just to wrap up, I just thought it was very profound. This guy went on for an hour about marriage, the state of divorce, blah, blah, blah. A lot of it, I probably have to do a couple more videos on things I just like, I think this guy, for being a PhD from Princeton, I think he's missing it. I think he really is on what's going on in the modern dating and marriage market here. But what he's really missing is when asked the question, Why isn't the modern woman not getting married? Is it because she's a strong, independent, masculine woman? Well, no. Basically, his message is, if I was listening correctly, now give me a comment, but basically the message is, baby, you're perfect the way you are. You just got to maybe just get yourself into a little better spot, maybe send a little more obvious signal to the guys around you, and you'll have it, baby. No, maybe you won't. Maybe you really won't. Maybe you need to concentrate on the 3 F's, being fit, feminine, and friendly. Maybe you should concentrate on those. Or maybe the 3 S's, being sexy, supportive, and serene. Maybe you should concentrate on those, changing yourself into the type of woman that a man would actually want to and desire and really chase after, instead of just, the typical masculine woman. Maybe that's the thing. I was thinking about this in the later 1990s and the early 2000s. Harley Davidsons were, because I had friends that have Harleys. I'm not a big Harley fan. I like Indian motorcycles, and I like racing Honda motorcycles for like dirt bikes and stuff. But Harley Davidson in those years, they had a 2-year waiting list to get a bike. If you wanted a new bike, it was a 2-year waiting list to get one. And a friend of mine had a Harley, and I remember him saying, like, you know what they do to sell a Harley? You know how they sell a Harley? They just sit it out on the showroom floor. That's all they got to do. They don't do anything to sell a Harley. Why? Because people wanted them so bad. They didn't have to do anything but just sit it there, right? I wonder if it's the same thing with male-female relationship. What does a woman need to do? Well, she needs to be feminine. She needs to actually be something that a man, if men are not chasing after women, is it because they're not feminine anymore? They don't act like women. They don't look like women. They don't smell like women. I don't know what. But could that be the problem? Would this man, PhD from Princeton, writing books, giving lectures at the University of Virginia, I guess he's at or whatever, would he ever say that? No, he would not. You can only get it right here from the postmillennial man. And we got to get it turned around, and we will get it turned around, because Christ is winning. He is building his church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. Until next time, this is the postmillennial man.